What do you do with $1 million, and is there a game strategy? Hello and welcome back to Elm Creek. So we're going to have a look at 3 options today. How do you spend your 1 million? Option 1 is to sell your house. This is only if you want a house that has the ability for you to go inside rather than stand outside and do the trigger for the sleep. So we've gone into the store construction, we click on the house. This is 2 months old, worth $74,476. You could sell it, and then go back into the store and you do choose for buildings and then place your house either where this one is if you have enough room, or over in that paddock where it has been harvested. Option 2, sell your property, so the entire field plus the buildings. So let's have a look at the map and click on farmland. Click on the property that you own, and it's worth $156,264. So you could do that and then work out what are you going to do with the money. Do you have enough to purchase another property and then put a house on the property? Remember, you do need a sleep trigger. Option 3 is to upgrade your equipment. So let's have a look at the equipment you have now. So looking under the garage owned items, selecting each one, and my advice is to go through each and tally up the final total of how much you would have when you sell all of your equipment. Then you can have a look at what are your options. How are you going to spend that money? You can have a look at mods. So maybe you want to bring some in. So go to downloadable content, have a look at harvesters. So the one you've got at the moment is the base one that you start in the game. I have the Colossus pack. My advice is to search for a harvester pack, and then you know that you'll get everything, the combinations, etc. Let's have a closer look at the Blizzard Colossus Harvesters pack. Thanks to Chris and Riley for this mod. So I have this in my game. This is going to be your ultimate goal. You don't get it right from the start, but this is something to aim for. And as you can see, it has different harvesters, different headers, and even has some trailers. So an excellent mod to aim for. So you would click install and then go back when you're eventually ready for that harvester. Let's have a look at some other mods that you can bring in. So large tractors. In here there's a really good selections, but in the store itself there are good selections as well. Trailers is the same, really good selection in the mods, but there are some really good trailers in the shop already. If you have chosen mods, remember to tick them and then save. When you're at your first $1 million, the store purchases are pretty good. Now, having a look at the harvesters in the store, and I tend to go for Fent, but you might have a personal preference, and it's a good idea to look at combinations to see what is available. Ideally, aim for a header that's got wheels on it, so then you can tow behind the harvester. What you're looking for is the working width of the header. Looking at another model of the Fent, just as a comparison, and the combinations. So again, the working width, this is a little bit wider than what we were looking at before. We do have the option to then go for corn and sunflowers. And then if you've brought in mods, they can come in at the end. So that's where I've got my mod for the Colossus harvester, and it came through as a pack, as you can see. So you have the option to come into the store and purchase the headers that you want, plus the trailers. So I always opt for a grain header that has wheels on it, much easier to get around on the map. So in store and having a look at large tractors, what you're looking for is the horsepower. And again, this would be possibly personal preference. You may have a brand that you like. And trailers, you're looking for the capacity of the trailer. So how much cubic meters does it take in the trailer? So you don't have to spend a lot at this part of the game. So the farm tech is a good one, and just look for ones that will fit your tractor. You don't want to get one at this stage to fit a truck. The Strautmann is pretty good, 52 cubic meters. The Bergman is 56.4, but do look at the type of crop that it can carry. Alright, having a look at what's available to harvest, and what this will determine what type of equipment we're going to upgrade to. So I always, when I get my first $1 million, I look at upgrading my equipment, because the strategy is to not continue taking contracts, but to start purchasing the land. So say for example, this one here, if this was ready to harvest, it would cost $140,232. So this is where you start looking at, do you have enough money by selling your equipment, and is there anything else you need to sell to purchase the land? And then when you purchase that field, the final amount that you get off that field is all yours. It's not like you get a percentage when you do contracts. The final total is yours. So I've decided to purchase this field, and I still have quite a healthy sum in my bank, and I haven't sold my equipment yet. So here we are at the field I just purchased, and it's oat. So this determines what harvester and header I'm going to get. So popping over to the garage, and I'm going to go through here and select each piece of equipment I own, and then I'll sell each one of these. I do want to upgrade everything that I own at the moment. So once we finish selling our owned equipment, then we'll have a look at how much is left in the bank and what we can upgrade to. So let's look at harvesters. And again, this could be personal preference. So I'm going to go for a Fendt. And look at the combinations, and again we're just wanting something to harvest the oat. So 12 meters working width, they're both the same actually, 12 meters working width. So it just comes down to which one do you want, making sure that it will harvest the grain that you're looking for. So I'm going to go for the power flow. Don't really see any difference between the two. And looks all right. Ideally, you want a header with wheels on. And I'm just getting this one for now because I know that I'm just down a couple of fields from the store, so I don't have to go far. And purchase the harvester. Now I will change the engine setup because I'm looking at horsepower as well as how much capacity it has in the bin. So if you look at the information on the left hand side and we look at horsepower, so I'm going up in horsepower and it's also going up in capacity for the bin. So I'm going to settle on 790 horsepower and 17100 litres bin capacity, and it's a pretty good price. So that will be waiting for me at the store. So we'll have a look at a trailer that we can fill the harvested crop in. And I'm going to buy a tractor, so I need a trailer that will fit on the back of a tractor. So farm tech, again that's 24 meters working width and the working speed is 16 k's per hour. The Stroutman is 52 cubic meters and the farm tech is 45 cubic meters. So I think I'll go Stroutman. Buy that. And we just need a tractor. So just think about, I'm going to go large tractor because I want something that will pull the trailer when it's at full capacity. So we need something with a bit of grunt. So I am partial to the case tractors. Now up that end, they're too expensive for this part of the game when you first get your first $1 million. So don't have to go crazy and spend all your money. So this one here is a good option. And again, I'm just going to look at engine setup. Looking at the information on the left hand side as I scroll through each engine setup and looking at I'll probably go for 435 horsepower. Alright, so these will be waiting for me at the store. So I've brought the harvester and header down, and those that haven't used the equipment before, turn F1 menu on, push V to lower your header, then B to start the header. And I'm also going to make sure that swathe is on, so push the comma for swathe. The idea is to get maximum productivity or maximum price out of this field, so collecting the swathe and selling the straw afterwards gives you a really good total for your field. So I'm just doing this headland so we've got enough space to turn around when we do our rows. Now we do need something later to pick up these swathe, so I'll pop down to the store and I'll talk you through that, what our options are. So I'm just going to finish off here, and as you can see, when swathe is involved you do need to harvest, or it's a good idea and I highly recommend that you harvest in rows. It's easier for you to come later and pick up the straw when it's in nice straight rows. So just finishing off this last bit. So the entire field harvested only took 74% of the harvester bin. So that's showing me fields this size, we're not going to have any trouble with overfilling or needing to do a couple of trips with the harvester. So jump into the tractor and we're going to fill the trailer. Let's see how much this fills the trailer. I'm aiming to sell it over at the train station. So I'll drop it off there, and for the sake of this video, I will call the train after I've dropped this load off. Normally I would make sure that I've done quite a few fields before I call the train, because it does cost you to rent the train and you don't want to be calling and renting the train every time you finish a field. You want a good amount of product over in the silo to call the train. So that filled 24% of the trailer, so it's a good sized trailer. We can hang on to this for a while. So pressing F1 and you'll see that tip side back is on by default. We don't want that one in this silo because it's a covered in silo. So press U to get the tip side grain door. So only that little flap at the back of the trailer will open. You don't want it tipping up because that's going to cause all sorts of troubles inside here. So there we go, out of the grain door. So I'll just drive out of here and put it to one side, and I'll run over and get the train to come. So put your F1 menu on, step up and press R to rent the train, and then we'll wait for it to come. To enter the train is like any other vehicle on the map. You walk up to it and press E, and we're just going to back this up and get the first carriage underneath the loading zone. So looking at F1, it says I need to press N to open the cover, so I'll do that. And start filling. That's the second carriage, so I'll just keep going a little bit more, and now start filling. This is the first carriage, so I'll press R to get the start filling option, and then you scroll through until you find the grain that you've dropped off and filling carriage. If you wish, you can press N again to close the door. And then we drive off the edge of the map, and it will kick us out of the train. Alright, so we got 23,337, so that entire amount is ours. Now at the store, press F1 and then R. And we're going to have a look at how we're going to pick up the swathe. So we need to press tools and then look for forage wagons and balers. So we do have a choice here. So we have a look at balers first. And I do have a favorite actually. I do like the New Holland. So if you see one here that's a little bit cheaper, then by all means go ahead and purchase it. But you need to remember that you need a means of picking up the bales afterwards. So at this stage of the game, I'm going to choose the forage wagon, because that'll pick up the straw as loose straw, and then I can just drive the wagon down to a drop zone. So we've got a choice of Stroutman and Pottinger. Just looking at the capacity, so Pottinger is 26 cubic meters, and then these ones down here I think are getting a little bit too expensive. So I'm going to go with this one, and you can make a different choice if you wish. So I'll just go and get those. So lining up the beacon of the tractor into the middle of your swathe, then you press F1, push V to lower the wagon, and then B to turn the wagon on, and keep your tractor in the middle of the swathe. Now, to see how much the straw will get you, South Valley is the best price at the moment, so I'm going to tag that. Now, way in the distance you can see that green beam. That's indicating where I'm going to head with the load. So I'm filled to capacity. This is the approach to the biogas drop zone, and you can see the green beam in the background is actually behind the biogas building. So we'll head around there so you can see what this looks like if you've never visited the biogas drop zone before. The approach is really good. You can get large trailers in here. There's not a lot of obstacles for you to negotiate, and the drop zone itself is a pretty good area for you to pull into. So this should fetch around just over 3,200 because I have dropped a load here before. $3,269, so that's a good price. Now for those of you who has the animal dealer as the best price, I'll show you what that one looks like. So let's tag it and have a look on the map. So it is northwest, and we've been working in the southwest area. So just have a look at how you're going to navigate to the drop zone. And if you want a map on screen, press number 9 on your keyboard 3 times and it'll bring up a rectangle type shape of a map, and you can have a look at where you are as you're approaching the drop zone. So there's a couple of approaches here for the animal dealer. You can come into this driveway here, or you can continue along the road and then take the first turn off on your right. But I come in this way because I hug the building to the left and then turn here and then hug the building to my right, and then it's a easy approach to the drop zone. So this is slightly less than where I went to biogas, but it should be pretty close to around 3,200. $3,222. So that's good income, and again all of this is hours. Now we've finished the harvest and we've finished picking up the swathe, so we just need to sell this land. So clicking on the map, a farmland, click on the field that you own and sell for 225,264, and that's how you that's the strategy of the game. You continue purchasing land and all of the income off that field is yours. Continue also upgrading your equipment. So as it gets older, see if you've got the money to upgrade it. And when you're ready to purchase another field, you can have a look. At the moment, I've filtered grains only, so I can stay with the grains and then see which ones are ready to harvest or not. And then have a look at what's on that field. And I recommend visiting the field, physically visiting the field to have a look. For example, field 72, which is just across the road from where I've been harvesting. If I bring up the map, so pressing 9 3 times on the keyboard, I can see that it's straight across the road, and you can see that there's nothing there. So just double check when you're in FS22 that there is something to harvest. So have fun spending your money, and thank you for watching.